This is the Lawrence County Sportsnet, powered by LCAP.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Swing and a miss! A no-hitter in the WPIAL championship game!
The Mohawk Warriors have knocked off the four-time defending champion and are champions again.
The Shenango Wildcats are the WPIAL champions.
Elwood City, WPIAL champions for the first time in school history.
Cox with it. Cox all the way in the jam again. The Red Hurricanes storming their way to another title. Swing and a miss. A one-hit masterpiece.
Turn. Vegas and Maples keeping themselves coming near side. Can they hit him? No! I don't think he got in. He's down. Will he get it for the state championship?
Strike three called. Put another notch in the belt. The Laurel Spartans three-peat.
And the Shannock is the 2021 2A Girls Champion.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County Sportsnet.
Coming to you live from the Cavelli Fieldhouse. It's high school basketball here on the Lawrence County Sportsnet, powered by LCAP. Tonight, a non-section clash between county foes as the Union Scotties host the Laurel Spartans. Tonight's broadcast on the Lawrence County Sportsnet and the Trib Live High School Sports Network is brought to you by Maley Chiropractic, by Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George, by the Red Zone, by Pontius Insurance, by the Crane Room Grill, by the Tri-County Principals Association, by the Union Area Education Association, and by the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. A pleasant good evening from Union Township. I'm James Dotson alongside Lee Moan. A couple of 2-0 teams coming into tonight's non-section game, but don't tell Laurel and Union that this is a non-section clash here. Lee, Laurel, Union, like any county game, you know that it's going to be a packed house, a lot of energy on the court, and a lot of fun for us to watch here tonight.
And how many miles between schools? You didn't do the math. I figured you did. But that's all right.
Well, you're going to talk for the next 45 seconds until I can confirm the actual number.
That's all right. Yeah, I always like to throw that out there anyways because you do. But, yeah, Laurel, a 3A school, which is unusual. I was looking at some past records, and I'm thinking, oh, Laurel's a 2A school. No, they're 3A for basketball. Union, they're 1A in everything. It doesn't matter because they are one of the smallest schools in the WPL. But 3A, 1A, like you said, it doesn't really matter. You get two Union, a pretty experienced team. Laurel, a very young team. But Laurel got off to a great start in their tip-off tournament, and Union as well. So it should be a fun one here tonight for sure.
This is our Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George pregame show. Your insurance company is not always on your side, but the law offices of Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George always are. Visit them online at lgkg.com for a free consultation. Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. Yes, as you mentioned, Lee, a 2-0 start, wins over Wilmington and Mercer. Pretty convincingly, too. A 31-point victory over the Greyhounds and a 21-point victory over another D10 opponent in the Mercer Mustangs in their opening games. Union, equally as impressive in the Mohawk tournament. A 31-point win over McDonald. That's a simultaneous score, 61-30 for both these schools in their first game. And then a victory over Slippery Rock, another D10 opponent there for the Scotties, 56-39 in that victory. So two teams that have looked strong, but again, as you mentioned, Laurel graduates all five starters from a year ago. But talking to Coach Locke before the game, Eli Sycophus, LeVan Barker are two guys who got some big-time playoff experience last year, and that's going to be something that they're going to have to really lean upon this year, especially when you lose a pair of 1,000-point scorers from a year ago in the Haswell twins. You need any experience you can get, and it's going to be baptism by fire for figuring out the rest of this starting lineup.
Yeah, Laurel did make the playoffs. You said lost in the quarterfinals last year, but kind of tough, though, when you lose all five starters. And the good thing is you still got some time before the section play. At least you get a non-section game, unlike some of the sections that are going into section play tonight. I know Butler North Hills tonight going into section play, and some of the other teams going into section play tonight. So it's nice to have that non-section to see what else you might have, get your rotation and see what's going on with your team.
Looking at these Laurel Spartans under 10th year head coach Ken Locke, over 100 wins now for the Laurel graduate. A couple of coaches tonight coaching at their alma mater. You mentioned getting to the quarterfinals, though, last year. That's the first time in Coach Ken Locke's era that they have won a playoff game other than a preliminary round. They had a couple preliminary round wins, but then the upset over the 5-seed Washington last year, a huge win for that program. And, you know, one thing's for sure, you may have lost a couple of pure scorers in the Haswells, but you know that all 5 on the court for Laurel at any given time, the way this Laurel team always plays, they will run through a wall, rebuild it, and then run through it again.
Without a doubt, and that's a look at Coach Locke. He'll run through a wall too, you know. So, he instills that in his team, and you know that if you don't do that, you're not playing. You know, so for Coach Locke, it's always fun to watch Laurel play basketball.
Interesting on the coaching staff, you have assistant coach Jason Burks, who is a Union graduate and is also an assistant on the Union baseball team that won the WPL championship. And you have Nick Marmo, who was the head basketball coach at Mohawk for the last 4 years.
Nick.
That's Mr. Marmo over there.
Oh, I remember Nick, the big man from Newcastle.
Yes, so another local blood, and obviously some great experience there as you see all of the coaches talking, including Coach Mark Stanley, as we flip it over to the Scotty side of the court. How about this? Coach Stanley on Saturday, his 400th game as a head coach in his career. He's currently in his 8th year, his second stint with the Scotties. A couple of years, 3 years at Newcastle in between. And now in this 8th year, well, 7 for 7 is Union in getting back to the playoffs under Coach Stanley here in those last 7 years. And again, a team last year that was very strong, very young, and you're just going to see even more out of the twins, the juniors of Mark Stanley, who averaged 12 points a game last year, and his twin brother Matthew, who averaged 24 and a half. That was one of the tops in all of Class 1A in the WPIAL. You know that they're going to be the main scoring threats for this Scotties team, but it's the defense, I think, that goes overlooked a lot of times here, Lee, because they like the pressure. It's not quite, Red Hurricanes pressure, but it's a strong defense.
It's very strong defense, and then they love the transition game, and they got a very, very quick team that likes to run that tradition too. So game definitely, they want this game definitely in the 60s to 70s if they can get there.
Their games have been, both teams, in the 50s and 60s to start the year, which is to be expected. Offense has to get gelling and get out of football mode and get into basketball mode for sure. And actually, speaking of that, going back to Laurel, how about Kobe DeRosa? Did not play basketball last year, 1,000-yard rusher his senior year, back on the basketball court this year. And from according to Coach Locke, really hasn't missed much of a beat.
I'm looking forward to seeing him. He said we've talked about him all last year during or last fall during the football season. He was so much fun to watch. So I'd like to see these basketball moves that he has. He'll be in the starting lineup also. So like you said, not missing a beat. If you don't miss a beat and come right back to the starting lineup, it's pretty good.
This is our Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George pregame show. A law firm of AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George has been keeping promises for over 80 years. Give them a call at 724-201-1576 and let their team of attorneys guide you through the legal process, or visit them online at lgkg.com. At Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, we try cases, and insurance companies know it. Lee, as we get things kicked off here for the winter sports season, a lot of fun. We're going to have a bunch of basketball games on tap, hoping to get a few wrestling matches. And how about this one? We are now scheduled to get a high school bocce game
Are
as
you
well.
serious?
Yes, the becoming more popular and more common across the county and across the WPIL. The special education programs doing the high school bocce programs, and we're going to have at least one for sure here before we go on holiday break.
And I wonder who your color man might be for that.
Oh, I have no idea.
The guy with that court, that bocce court in his backyard.
Tim Continenza, that's going to be a fun time.
Oh, my gosh, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, they played in a gym, right?
Yes, they will have basically their own made.
That's tough. That would be tough to play bocce in a gym court.
It would. It really would.
Yeah.
And credit to all the kids, all the student helpers, and all the teacher volunteer coaches for all they do with those programs, because it has been a lot of fun to see this kind of develop. So
that's great.
Yeah, Shenango against Freedom is our game scheduled to happen. That is on the day before holiday break for most of these schools. That's December the 21st for that bocce game. Going to be a lot of fun to get that underway. But first here, a pair of 2-0 teams. The other games going on around the county here tonight. How about another county matchup? Shenango traveling to Mohawk in Shenango Class 2A, Mohawk Class 3A, and Neshannock hosting Perry Traditional Academy as the other games going on in Lawrence County. Newcastle, Wilmington, all with byes here this evening, as does Elwood City. Speaking of Elwood City, got to give a shout out to them again. Fantastic year last year, an 11 seed, winning the WPL championship in Class 3A. Coach Antuano, who is a art teacher now here at Union High School, big hats off to him. How about what Joey Roth did in their first game of the year?
Unreal.
38 points, 32 rebounds. Yes, you heard that correctly. A 30-30 game.
A 30-30, you can watch it on ESPN.
Oh, well said. And that's a sophomore, folks. This is a sophomore doing that.
And plus, he's on the swimming team.
Yeah.
Which is even makes it more remarkable because you figure, I just did swimming the other night. Those guys, they swim about 5 hours a day. 2-3 hours in the morning, and then they go to school. Then he'll probably have basketball practice. He probably goes swimming at night. So how he does it, I do not have any idea how the Splash Brothers get it done. But they do get it done, which is a fun thing to see. And
from Cinderella a year ago to now being the number one team.
The number one seed, yeah.
That's it is remarkable what they've done, and we'll see if they can maintain that number one status. Union coming in as the number 5 ranked team in Class 1A according to the Trib Live High School Sports Network rankings. And how about this? The Lady Scots, even though they haven't been to the postseason in a decade now, they are also ranked in the top 5. They haven't had a winning season, I should say, in the last decade because they had a huge upset win last year, and they have all juniors and a sophomore really doing a majority of that work. Only one senior on the roster. That's going to be another fun year coming here for the Union Scotty Lady Scots. Also 2-0 to start the year. Lots of great stuff happening on the hardwood here in Lawrence County, Lee, and why not? After the year that we had last year here in Lawrence County, Neshannock and Mohawk doing their thing. Neshannock off to a great start again this year, which is going to be fun.
I'll be curious to see if the Neshannock's ranked number 1 in the state or not come preseason. I did not see any state rankings yet out there, but they're going to be definitely up there. Neshannock, what they bring everybody back from last year's state title runner-up team, and so they're Coach Krapowski has that team rolling as usual.
And she's about to hit 700 career wins. Just for those keeping track at home.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a few too. So she's, was it last year we had was that when they beat trying to think who they beat Sarah. No, they didn't beat.
In the championship, they beat Sarah Catholic.
Yeah, George Clary. Yeah.
And Bill Clary was.
Yeah, because we had the 1,300 wins between them.
Absolutely incredible what they had.
I thought my memory was right on that.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have starting lineups and tip-off here from the Cavelli Fieldhouse. Union and Laurel non-section play, WPL basketball, Lawrence County action. It's here on LC Sportsnet, powered by LCAP.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Has your child's early education slowed down or even paused due to the pandemic? This is crucial time you can't get back. LCAP can keep your little learner on track for success. We have options for working and non-working parents with in-person childcare and age-appropriate virtual learning to keep them busy and engaged. Parents, don't hit pause on early learning. Lawrence County Community Action Partnership can jumpstart their future. Learn more at lcap.org.
When a team needs to discuss their next move in a big game, coach calls a timeout. When you need to discuss your next move after your latest life endeavor, let Ponce's Insurance be your coach. At Ponce's Insurance, how we serve you is as important as the insurance we provide. Protecting those you love, the business you built, and the things you've earned. That's our job. At Ponce's Insurance online at poncesinsurance.com.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
And back here at the Cavelli Fieldhouse, 2-0 Union, 2-0 Laurel about to tip off here from Union High School. I'm James Dotson, Lee Moan alongside with a plethora of LC Sportsnet crew here tonight, Lee.
It looks like a different gymnasium with all the gold we have in here. It's blue and white and a splash of gold.
A splash of gold and a lot of green too. Plenty of plenty of Laurel faithful making their way the 7.2 miles from Harlansburg Road.
Thank you.
Out here too.
And the Laurel cheerleaders making it here tonight, which is good to see.
Which means we have to give a shout out to Miss Jen Hordeski and Lil Violet over there as well. Coach Hordeski, by the way, will be out there coaching the Laurel Scotties. That's one. We're marking that down too. The Laurel Spartans on the competitive cheerleading championships on January 8th. We will have that on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. And now the starting lineups, the Union Scotties being introduced. The junior Matt Stanley, 24 points per game last year. He's got a 23-pointer and a 19-pointer already this year. Joining him out there will be fellow junior Cam Taylor, another junior, 6'3" junior Caden Fisher. Each of them scored 5 points in their win against Slippery Rock. Also starting is junior Peyton Lombardo and 6' junior Mark Stanley. So 5 juniors in the lineup. The Stanley twins, Taylor, Fisher, and Lombardo for Coach Mark Stanley's Union Scotties. On the other side for Laurel, also a very underclassmen lineup. 2 seniors, 3 juniors. The seniors are Eli Sycophus and Kobe DeRosa. DeRosa, who had an 8-point, 6-rebound, 8-assist game on Friday night. Joining him are juniors, 5'11" junior Aiden Collins, 5'7" junior Landon Smith, and 5'9" junior Laban Barker, who's averaging 20 points per game throughout the first 2. And I think Barker's going to be the big key. He had 6 3-pointers, Lee, in their game against Mercer on Saturday.
Yeah, we'll see how much room Union gives him tonight. Definitely have to keep an eye on him. So Lisa, we got a great crowd here tonight, here from Union High School.
Chet Herb is going to be the head official here for this evening's game. Union in their home whites. Spartans, the road greens. Tip-off controlled by the Scotties, and we are underway. Taylor gives a handoff to Matt Stanley. We'll have to go Matt, Mark, and maybe Lucas, too, for the 3rd Stanley brother on the roster. With possession to Taylor, to Lombardo. Didn't play over the weekend. First touch, first shot, first 3.
What a way to start your year.
Last time we saw him was in the Amani Christian game. He had more threes in that game than he had taken the entire year. Low pressure and stolen from behind. Mark Stanley gets that steal. First turnover of the game. Matt coming the other way. Gets the return pass from Lombardo.
Man-to-man defense for Laurel.
And high pressure defense. Not surprised. Matt gets a pick from his brother. Into the corner. Lombardo working around, working the motion. Hands to Taylor. Gets into the lane. Pump, spin. Kicks it back out. Lombardo another open 3. 2 for 2.
Great open pass there. As that Taylor was double teamed, saw the open man. Good extra pass there, 6-0 Union.
DeRosa drives, kicks it over to Sycophus. A little 15-foot jumper is in. Senior connection puts Laurel on the board. Matt will cross the timeline, gets the screen from Fisher. Drives in, kicks it out. Lombardo again. This time can't get it to go. Off the mark, big rebound, Sycophus.
Good look, though.
Coming the other way, Landon Smith, 5'7", tried to pass it down low, threw it off the leg of Fisher. Coming the other way, passed a little too hot for Taylor to handle. Good find down low from Lombardo to Mark Stanley for his first bucket.
Yeah, Mark Stanley, the fullback on the football team this year, punished some people.
One of the leading tacklers as well on that Scotty squad. Good drive in for DeRosa there. Misses it, and the Stanleys knock it away from each other. It's going to be an offensive rebound for Landon Smith, and a foul is going to go against Matt. Looked like backyard brawl the way the 2 twin brothers were going after that rebound.
Yeah, Matt Stanley now taking a shot here in this first 2 minutes. They said averaging 21 a game.
DeRosa trying to inbound and can't get it inbounded as it's going to be stolen away by Lombardo. 3 turnovers in the opening 2 minutes for Laurel. Extra pass. Lombardo well closed out by Aiden Collins. Backdoor cut. Fisher able to get it, but he's caught under the basket. able to kick it back out. Extra pass to the wing. Another shot from Lombardo off the mark. Offensive rebound, and that's what Mark does best.
Yeah, good positioning there by Mark.
Coming down the other way, again a drive in. Collins swatted away by Caden Fisher, fighting for the rebound, and we're going to have a reach and foul. I think it's going to go against Mark Stanley.
See who that. Yeah, he's going to go against.
Against Matt.
Going to go Matt, his first.
No, his second. He's picked up both fouls with 5:33 left, so hasn't attempted a shot, and he'll have to come to the bench, and you're going to have Elijah Booker, another junior, checking in for the first time. And now we're going to have a whistle and a hold on the inbounds pass, and that's going to go against Booker.
Coach Stanley getting his 2 cents in.
I think he's saying that the hold was happening the other way around. He thought that Collins was the one grabbing hold of the defender. LeVane Barker gets some space and drains his first shot. 6 threes on Saturday. Doesn't waste much time here getting on the board. Lombardo with possession. Scotty still up by 5. Taylor. Back to Lombardo. Already taken 4 threes in the first 3 minutes of play.
Yeah, see how the Scotties handle with their leading scorer out.
Leading scorer and point guard. Maybe more importantly. Curl cut, and it's going to be an ill-advised pass stolen away on the overthrow. Barker coming the other way, looking for some help. Finds a trailer in Landon Smith. He gets into the lane. Good job to dodge the trees and put it in.
Nice pass to get him the ball, too. As he said, splitting that defense. Laurel hanging in earlier.
That was 10-2 when Stanley went out. 3-pointer from Booker on the way. Out of bounds and last touched by the Spartans. Will stay with Union. But it was 10-2 when Matt Stanley got those 2 quick fouls. Booker looks for the return pass in the corner. Instead swings it around to Mark Stanley. To the wing, Lombardo will chuck another one off the mark. Made his first 2, he's missed 3 in a row, and now Booker picks up a second foul.
Yeah, that's one thing, Lombardo's not shy, is he? That's going to bring in Braylon Thomas now for Booker.
You can see potentially a couple more Union subs coming in.
Yeah, Braylon Thomas, second team all-conference in the football. What's a 4.40?
Going against Kobe DeRosa, both those players getting back on basketball court after missing last year.
Be a fun matchup there. Thomas wins the first one as DeRosa throws it away. It's amazing. You look at DeRosa, boy, he's put together. Is he? I didn't get to see didn't see any football offers for him yet. Didn't see him signing.
I have not seen anything yet, but I'll tell you
it's
what,
coming.
Baseball might be his best sport out of all of it too. Thomas. Taylor now with possession. Back to Braylon Thomas, working the motion offense for Union midway through the second quarter, and another interception. This time, Laurel coming the other way. Barker into the lane for 2.
Boy, how Barker sneaked through there.
It's 5'9", and he got himself even smaller to sneak through the defense. Mark Stanley, lefty, top of the key. Thought about a 3. Union offense is not in sync right now here, Lee.
Mark trying to do some battling down low. Sycofuse doing a good job.
Working the motion. Good defense all around by Laurel, though. Braylon Thomas trying to set up the offense again. Swings it over. Taylor directing traffic. Gets it back to Fisher. Thomas on the wing. Back up to the top of the key. Mark hands it over Lombardo. Lombardo back to Taylor. Great defense from the Spartans, and it's going to lead to a steal. Landon Smith pokes it away, and a whistle. Yep, he slid across the court.
Yeah, unfortunately. Great hustle, though, there by Landon Smith.
Now we're going to see a plethora of new players coming in. Gregory Pricer in first for the Laurel Spartans. And you're going to see Brennan Porter, as well as senior Nick Vitale and junior Jaden Wynn all into the lineup for Union. They will go 9, 10, maybe even 11 deep here, Lee. Very impressive for a 1A squad.
That's about half your school.
You're not wrong. Vitale thought about a 3, swings it over to Thomas. Thomas looking for a curl cut, finds it in Porter, hands it off to Mark Stanley, and we're going to have a reach in over the back. It looks like it's going to go against Barker.
Boy, Porter a little bit too unselfish there. I thought he had a nice lane to the hoop, but decided to give it up.
First team foul against the Spartans. Inbound pass to Porter. Good positioning down low, and he gets a bucket. Ends about a 4-minute scoring drought even for Union. Smith drives baseline. Good pass across the lane. Sycophuse for 2.
Yeah, Sycophuse's older brother played a couple years at Grove City, and there's a nice steal there by Barker.
Turnovers now 5-4 in the early going. Barker trying to give Laurel their first lead. Good spin move into the lane. Can't get the shot to go, though. Out of bounds, and Stanley tried to save it. Did it go off of Laurel? Yes, it did. Yeah, the Sycophuse family, you've heard that name at Laurel for probably about, feels like 30 years.
You would know.
Junior Carter Haney, 6'4" junior. Getting some height on the court for Laurel. Union has led throughout this opening quarter. 2 early fouls for their leading scorer, Matt Stanley, though, in the first 3 minutes. High-low play, trying to go over the top and trying to find it to Nick Vitale. Held ball, possession will go over to Laurel. Two minutes remaining in the opening quarter. It's a non-section game between a pair of unbeaten county teams. Landon Smith has his pocket picked by Braylon Thomas. He's going the other way, stops, puts it up and in.
Good jump stop there. Feet might have slid a little bit, but good no call.
Yeah, Coach Locke is saying the same thing on the sideline. Here you go again, Thomas going at it with DeRosa.
Yeah, you make that kind of an effort, give it to him.
And a big contact, and DeRosa's going to get it back and one.
He has a frustration foul there by Braylon Thomas. He thought he got a charge call, got run over by DeRosa, no call, then he came back and went over the back. Uncalled for there. But he can understand the frustration, though.
Frustration from Thomas and frustration from Coach Stanley on the sideline saying the same thing. So DeRosa on the board and will attempt the first free throw of the evening for either team and ties it up at 14. And now he's going to check out. Aiden Collins will check back in.
And when do you bring Matt Stanley back in?
Well, if there's a time for this sort of thing to happen, Lee, you would want it to be in a non-section game before, obviously before the big section play starts. Now Thomas is going to run the offense. Fisher gives it to Porter. Running the motion, Wynn, pass a little off the mark, able to track it back down. Over to Nick Vitale. Vitale to Thomas. Being hounded defensively by Collins, and we're going to have a whistle and a push against Collins. Second foul against the Spartans, first going against Collins here in this first quarter.
Well, when's the last time we haven't had a Stanley in a lineup?
Feels like 2005. Anthony Stanley, who graduated last year. One of 3 Stanleys that were starters for this Union team a year ago. Twins now juniors. Wynn gets the ball in the corner, gets it back to Taylor. By the way, Lucas Stanley, a freshman, 18 points in a JV game over the weekend as well. Taylor gives it over the Wynn, into the corner. Thomas pumps, looks to drive, step back, tough shot, and it's gonna find its way home.
Jeez. Great defense there too. Man, wide open underneath.
Going down the court and a good jump stop. Can't get the shot to go for Aiden Collins. Ball in the court. Fisher gets the rebound. May have gotten a piece of the arm. Thomas with under 30 seconds to go. Euro step, splits a pair and in. 6 points off the bench for Thomas. On the inbounds pass, trying to throw it away, and a good job to save it by DeRosa and throwing it off of the back of Jaden Wynn to maintain Spartans' possession.
Yeah, the football pass off the shoulder there. Wind it up and aim for anything. Good play, though. Heads up play by DeRosa.
He's going to inbound. Gets it in to Barker. 15 seconds left as he crosses the timeline. Gets the call from Coach Locke on the bench. Tries to drive into the lane, kicks it out from Smith, and he took an extra step before he did.
And here comes Matt Stanley now for the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, good offense, defense look there. And DeRosa is just going to play complete hounding defense and not even going to let Matt Stanley get it. 10 seconds left.
They're going to try not to let him get it.
Thomas hesitates, drives, pumps, gets into the lane, shot on the run, no good. Matt gets it back, and he's fouled at the buzzer. Yep. He's going to get 2 free throws with no time on the clock.
Yeah, definitely before the buzzer. Fouled from behind there by Pracer.
So they're going to clear the lane, and you're going to get 2 free throws here for Matt Stanley, trying to get his first points. He was an 80+% free throw shooter last year.
Actually, look at it. They're going to get it on DeRosa.
First free throw, of course, I jinxed him.
Without a doubt.
DeRosa's first, team's third. Sometimes these free throws are the toughest with no one standing around you. He's able to split the pair. 19-14 your score at the end of the first quarter. An action-packed fun one here from the Covelli Fieldhouse. We'll take a break. Be back in a moment. Lawrence County Basketball. It's the LC Sportsnet, powered by LCAP.
It's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game. The Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
Hey Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan
and Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association.
And we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go Scotties!
Trib Live High School Sports Network is the official video and audio streaming partner of the WPIAL. We broadcast over 2,000 sporting events each year and cover 17 sports in over 170 schools. At HSSN, you'll find the latest in high school sports news, live and archive broadcasts, scores, standings, and much more. Trib Live High School Sports Network, your high school sports leader. All season, every season.
Second quarter underway, and Matt Stanley in there with 2 fouls late to begin this second quarter. Got to learn to play with them, and he's going to go right into the lane, drive, draw, dish, boom. Lombardo's third trifecta.
I like the move to get Stanley back out there.
Again, you're going to have to play with fouls to it sometimes. Good time to learn to play smart. 8-point lead, matching the largest of the evening for Union. Pass down low, kick back out from Collins. Sycophus cross court to Landon Smith. Smith sets back up the offense. Collins, Sycophus gets around Mark Stanley, drives in, kicks it out. 3-ball on the way, well off the mark. And last touch by Laurel. That one looked like it kind of slipped out of the hands maybe of Landon Smith.
Yeah, Smith had a nice look too. Landon Smith, another one of those football players that making it the undefeated season and then regular season anyways, and losing the quarterfinals.
Stanley in traffic, can't get it to go, but he's going to pick up another trip to the line. While we have a moment, want to mention again, Union was ranked number 5 in the Trib Live preseason polls, Lee, and an interesting factoid. Sorry, Don Rebel, a factoid that he got incorrect. Doesn't happen very often, but Coach Stanley was obviously quick to point it out because it listed all coaches back this year, and there are 3 WPL champion coaches that are in Class 1A. There are. There's actually a 4th. Coach Stanley back in 2003, as Lee Moan reps the 2003 PIAA championships.
Yeah, the runner-up.
They were PIAA runner-ups with WPL champions that year.
Yeah, they 12 and 10
that year. It was another 11 seed.
Yeah.
And you know who was a assistant coach on that squad, Lee? Coach Steve Antuano, who just took the Elwood City team there.
Actually, I read they were a 12 seed.
12 seed, you're right.
Yeah, they were a 12 seed. Yeah, maybe we'll get into some of that state championship team a little bit.
because Coach Stanley gave you your golden nugget of the evening.
Yeah.
That we'll get into later. 10-point lead for the Scotties, the largest here of the evening. Pass getting around is DeRosa. Good help defense from Fisher. He rips it away, or pokes it away, and then ripped away by Thomas to get the steal.
Well, I thought maybe we had a travel in there, but no call.
I was looking for a jump ball because of, well, I thought the travel, as you said. Nonetheless, the officials say play on, and it's just a turnover. Union with possession. Lombardo, 3 for 6 from downtown already tonight. Passes the 3 there. Taylor's going to try one from the top of the key. Back iron, no good. Good box out there from Barker, and a rebound by DeRosa.
Yeah, I saw the same thing there.
Drive in by Barker. Back iron, no good. Ripped away. Great poke by Aiden Collins. Gives an extra possession. Barker's shot no good. Mark Stanley fighting for it. Fisher's going to grab it. Ripped away again by Collins. That's twice he's waited for a big to bring it down. And then falling out of bounds, he throws it off of. That's a great play. He threw it off of Lombardo to maintain possession again. Back-to-back incredible plays by Aiden Collins.
Yeah, only a junior. Like you said earlier, said before in this pregame, this team's going to run through a brick wall for Coach Locke.
Another poke away, this time by Mark Stanley. Ball on the floor. Good job to save it by Sycophuse. Deep 3, Barker. Back iron, no good. Collins again pokes it away. And going to be going in Union's favor this time.
Yeah, might have went off of Union players. That's tough to tell from there, but it was obvious that Collins hit it.
We're going to have a whistle. We're going to have a timeout on the court, a 30-second timeout. Our first Pontius Insurance timeout of the evening.
Yeah, it's just like the teams go to the sideline to listen to their coach and discuss their needs. That's what you get at Pontius Insurance. They put their attention to things you own, so you can devote your attention to the ones you love. Visit them online, PontiusInsurance.com. Pontius Insurance. Love the life you live. Worry free.
Got to see Coach Dan Pontius, his daughter Danielle, on the Laurel girls team, doing a little scouting last night at that at the Neshannock-Elwood City game. Elwood City part of the conference with Laurel. And while we have a moment, got to wish congratulations. Nalia Noge, the 50th girl in Lawrence County history to hit the 1,000 career point plateau.
A three-pointer, too.
And who assisted it, by the way?
I did not see it.
It was her sister, Arlen.
Okay. I just saw the shot. I did not look that close at the assist, but that's neat.
We'll have the Neshannock section opener tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, by the way, and a special little tribute to Nalia for her 1,000-point scoring. Matt Stanley back in there, crossover, step back, smooth as silk.
The oohs and the ahs from the crowd on that one.
Nice student section out here tonight for the Covelli Crazies.
Well, it's suddenly a 12-point game.
Three-pointer off the mark, rebound knocked out of bounds, and they say DeRosa touched it last.
They'll bring Landon Smith back in. As Parker will have a seat. This game was tied at 14.
You hear so many fun things from both of these coaches on the sideline.
You do.
We need to mic them up one of these times. Thomas in the corner, 3-ball on the way. No good. Collins with the rebound.
I was wondering what you're laughing at.
I think Coach Stanley called that the worst moving screen he's seen in his life. Sycophuse, another baseline jumper. He's making a living there. He's got 6 to lead all Laurel scorers. That's their first points of the second quarter. You just have to worry about the colorful language if you mic up a coach. I don't think that's an issue with these guys, though.
No.
In the lane, Matt Stanley heating up.
Actually, most coaches don't use that colorful language.
Coming the other way, Landon Smith gets ahead of the defense and puts one in transition.
Maybe during practice, you might hear a few, but game time, you're not going to hear that.
Especially with the empty gymnasiums we had last year. Glad we're back to full capacity here for the 2021-22 campaign. Running the weave, poked away not once but twice by DeRosa into the backcourt. Matt able to corral it, drives, draws, and drains it again. Lombardo. Feels like we're on repeat from when we were right here a year ago in that playoff win against Imani Christian. Already 4 3-pointers for Lombardo. Drive in, blocked by Fisher. And Collins this time got a piece of the arm as he tried to smack it away.
Yeah, nice block as he got into the lane there. Coach Stanley kind of hot on Lombardo. Come on, Coach. He's the leading scorer right now.
Hey, he knows he hit the 3, but coaches tell him he was not in the right position.
Okay, heads up.
And then at the end, by the way, nice shot. 2 thumbs up.
But you're still running laps.
By the way, that was a second foul against Collins. That runner in the lane, no good. Coming the other way is Laurel. Pass ahead to Pricer. He'll hand it back out to Smith, who will set up the offense as we hit 3:30 remaining in the second quarter.
Coach Stanley looks like a fun coach to play for.
It's a fun guy to be around, and that time going for the block was Fisher, and he got the arm.
Be a hard coach to play for, but a fun one at the same time.
Fisher's first, team's 6th. That'll send Eli Sycophus. Mentioned the senior, one of only 2 players with real varsity experience from last year. He and Barker, the only ones who saw significant time from a team that graduated, a pair of 1,000-point scorers plus 3 other starters. Second one rattles home to split the pair. He's got a team-high 7 points. Lombardo gives it to Matt Stanley. Back to Lombardo. Top of the key, 3 ball.
Shit.
1 shot's not enough, Jack. Better make it 5 from downtown. He's making up for the lost playing time over the weekend that he missed with illness. Nice spin move into the lane by DeRosa, but his pass off the mark, stolen away by Lombardo.
What else is he going to do?
Oh, he wants the ball. He'll swing it over to Taylor, though, in the corner.
He hasn't really taken a bad shot yet either.
5 of 8 from downtown. Matt goes away from the screen, gets into the lane, can't get it to go, but he was hacked.
Yeah, they clear out for Matt there.
Kobe DeRosa with his second foul with 2:36 left.
Going to put Union into the bonus, too.
Bonus free throws brought to you by the Red Zone.
Stop by the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. Stanley hits it first. Sporting goods, custom apparel, embroidery, and more. Visit them online at theredzonesports.com. On Facebook, search the Red Zone. Score big at the Red Zone.
First one in. Booker with 2 fouls is waiting to check back in for Stanley should the second one fall. And it does.
I'm a little early, but that's all right.
Oh, they are in the bonus the rest of the way. That was the 6th team foul. You are correct.
Yeah.
Largest lead of the night, 17-point advantage for Union. And really, it did come out of the blue here, didn't it, Lee?
It sure did.
DeRosa. And he's going to get called for his 3rd foul on the push-off as he extended the arm.
I got him for 2. Yep, I'm wrong. I missed one. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a 17-point game, does it?
No, it does not. It was... Wasn't it tied at 14, actually?
Yeah, that's what I said.
It was tied at 14.
Yeah, they went on. They had a 12-0 run. Now it's a 22-5 run.
Impressive stuff here from the Scotties, and doing it with their leading scorer on the bench for a good chunk of it. Pass from Vitale, able to get it to Porter. Return back to the senior Vitale.
Yeah, you missed 6 minutes of the first quarter.
2 minutes remaining. They get the call and from the sideline. A wild pass. Able to track it down, though, was Mark Stanley. That's why Vitale's the catcher, not the pitcher. Caught the no-hitter from big brother Jake, who is in the crowd tonight. Union content to run their motion, run a little clock.
Yeah, Vitale, second team all-conference this year. And the football team.
The center for Coach Stacy Robinson's Union Scotties. Already 30 seconds off on this possession. Dangerous pass, able to get it to Booker. Mark Stanley tries to drive baseline, tries to go through a double, triple team, and move the foot.
Yeah, good help defense there. He was in trouble. Nobody came to help and tried to do it all himself. Unfortunately, got called for the walk.
Eli Sycophus with 7 points to lead Laurel at the moment. 15 from Lombardo, all on 3 points for Union. Poked away by Booker. Good cut to find Porter off the mark, no good. Taylor will get the offensive rebound after dishing it out. He kicks it back out. 3 ball on the way, no good, and a whistle and a foul on the rebound. Collins a little too aggressive on the box out.
Yeah, it's going to pick up his third, too. The spirit sales are a great way for your organization to make money. Organizations from across the county made a combined $4,000 in last month for just sharing the link. The Red Zone does the rest. Call the Red Zone at 724-654-6065 to see how your group can score big at the Red Zone.
And with that, another Pontius Insurance timeout taken by Coach Locke and Laurel with 1:05 remaining, 36-19. Our score here tonight. While we have a moment, want to give a little love to our friends at the Crane Room. Grab a seat at the bar, the dining room, the loft, even outside on the patio. Plenty of room for you at the Crane Room. Stop by before or after the game or check out their menu online. Make a reservation, www.craneroom.com. Our Crane Room out-of-town scoreboard tonight. Shenango traveling to Mohawk and the Shannock hosting Perry Traditional Academy. Elwood City and Newcastle and Wilmington all are idle here this evening.
Yeah, Perry for years came up and made the tradition at the Newcastle basketball tournament. They haven't the last couple years.
Yeah, Coach Blundo said that they've had a City League team in that tournament every year for almost 20 years now, and ended up ending because Westinghouse had to pull out of the tournament late this year.
Yeah, Perry has some good teams back when.
So Elijah Booker will get his first points of the night. He had 5 on Saturday against Slippery Rock. Wynn's going to check in for Vitale here. Yeah, and Sharpsville was the replacement for Westinghouse. They got a thank you for coming with a 82-26.
They were in the game at the end of the first quarter.
It was 12-11. And then the second quarter was a 30-2 Newcastle advantage. And a lot of Sharpsville shots kind of looked like that Elijah Booker free throw. Just, oops, missed everything. Less than a minute to play as Barker crosses the timeline, gets away from one, tries to Euro step into the lane, and the ankle did not go the right way.
Boy, lucky he didn't get hurt on that play.
And officials checking on him, making sure he's all right. Body didn't do what the mind wanted it to. So less than a minute to play. On the court right now for Laurel is Barker, Smith, George Michaels, Eli Sycophuse, and Pricer. Matt Stanley with possession. Tries to go one-on-one. Going to back it back out. Good defense by LeBan Barker. Able to get into the lane. Actually, that was Landon Smith with the D. Jaden Wynn will take a long three. Off the mark, no good. Batted around, and Mark actually kind of batted it to Matt. Extra possession. Union. Able to get it over to Mark Stanley.
He thought about it.
I think he knew what Big Mark would have said had he taken that shot. Less than 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, he'd be hearing about it the whole way home and at home.
Down to 15 seconds left, and there's the reach-in.
What a good foul there.
Again, especially when you have one-on-one free throws, second foul against Smith, and especially when you have a shooter the caliber of Matt Stanley at the charity stripe.
Already 5 of 6.
So foul trouble. Booker and Matt Stanley, each with 2 for Union. Smith with 1. Collins and DeRosa each with 3 for the Spartans. Matt now in double figures with 10. By the way, this will be his 8th free throw taken here in the first half. Second one on the way, tickles the twine. He checks out, Booker back in. Barker inbounds, gets it to Pricer. Barker will get it back. Being hounded by Fisher as he crosses the timeline. Looks for a cutter, tries to drive, step back. And it's a long 2 and tickles the twine. His first points of the second quarter come at the buzzer, but a huge one for Union. They outscore Laurel 20-7 in the second frame. Take a 39-21 advantage into the locker room. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back, recap the first half, give you some insight across Lawrence County when we return to Lawrence County basketball action here at LC Sportsnet, powered by LCAP.
All ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Maley Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet, but more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Maley Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
I think the key to any attorney-client relationship is trust. My father told me a long time ago, the definition of personal integrity, it's really simple. Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years.
Wherever you're going, Axe can get you there. The bowling alley, beauty salon, and even the library. Axe can get you there safely. The grocery store, the pharmacy, and the bank. Axe can get you there comfortably. Going to work, visiting a friend, or just to relax at the park. Axe can get you there affordably. Axe is here to get you there, safely, comfortably, and affordably. Choose Axe as your driving service and give us a call to schedule a ride.
Hey Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan
And Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association.
and we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go, Scotties!
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannon for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
Back here at the Cavelli Fieldhouse, we have a 39-21 advantage for the Union Scotties over Laurel, and a big second quarter, 20-7 in favor of Union. It was tied at 14, and since that time, Lee, basically, well, all Scotties, to say the very least, tied at 14. So if you can do that quick math, I should be able to do that here relatively easily.
25-7.
Hey, you know what, Lee? The teacher is not always the quickest to get the answer.
Yeah, I'm good with the you got the algebra part of it. I'll do the simple math of it, you know. So, but yeah, it's been fun. I mean, Union really put the pedal to the metal there in that second quarter. Really came on, and they survived Matt Stanley being on the bench. He said for the 6 minutes of the end of the 6 minutes at the end of the first quarter. And then he came back on in the second. He's got 11 points now in that second quarter, second leading scorer for the Scotties. But, yeah, they played well defensively, really forced Laurel in some bad shots. Laurel a little frustrated right now with a couple players with those 3 fouls right now. So we'll see how Laurel comes out here in the second half.
Laban Barker and Eli Sycophuse with 7 each. Landon Smith 4, Kobe DeRosa 3, the scoring for Laurel. Union led by Peyton Lombardo, 15 points, 5 of 8 from beyond the line, all points from downtown. Matt Stanley with 11, 10 of which came in the second quarter. 6 for Braylon Thomas, 4 for Mark Stanley, 2 for Brennan Porter, and 1 for Elijah Booker to round out your first half scoring.
Yeah, it's our Tri-County principal scoring recap. They'll be sponsoring our post-game show also, and so it should be. See how Union comes out here in the second half. And they said they've been really playing well, and Lombardo's been 5 of 8 from the 3-point line, not shine away whatsoever, is he?
No.
Not taking any bad shots either. I mean, he's been had some open looks, and he's been playing well.
Well, we remember talking with Coach Stanley after that Imani game last year, once they, finally got here from Union Reimersburg. They finally got here, the game was played, and it was a game that I think it was some foul trouble, and all of a sudden Lombardo's called in. He didn't have many shots all game. He took more shots from downtown in that second quarter than he had taken from three-point land in the entire varsity season. And Coach said in the post-game show, he's just a guy. He gets in there when he gets his opportunity. He shoots the ball. He got that opportunity in that game, made the most of it. I think he made 5 threes in that second quarter alone.
Yeah, I believe so.
And then, same scenario here. He's immediately going, chucking up the rock, taking good shots, like you said, and that's going to be a huge driving force of this Union team. And again, this is his first chance to be on the court, as he was sick over the weekend. Nothing COVID-related, just he was ill, could not play in the tip-off tournament, and came back.
It happens.
Yeah, came back stronger than ever, it looks like, here tonight. So hats off to him. Hats off to both these teams. Union's played 10 players already in this game. Laurel's already gone 8 deep on their bench. You need to have a deep bench for sure, and especially for Laurel, such a young squad. I think it's a chance for Coach Locke and his staff still to see what kind of a gelling you're going to be able to get.
Yeah, it's good to have these non-section games. Like you said, you can rotate them around and see what you have. You can see so much in practice, but it's always nice to get those game time situations.
A 39-21 advantage, though, here at the halftime break for Union. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take another 2-minute timeout. We'll come back, and we'll have second half action coming your way on the Lawrence County Sportsnet, powered by LCAP.
When a team needs to discuss their next move in a big game, Coach calls a timeout. When you need to discuss your next move after your latest life endeavor, let Ponce's Insurance be your coach. At Ponce's Insurance, how we serve you is as important as the insurance we provide. Protecting those you love, the business you built, and the things you've earned. That's our job. At Ponce's Insurance online at poncesinsurance.com.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale-Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553.
Wherever you're going, Axe can get you there. The bowling alley, beauty salon, and even the library. Axe can get you there safely. The grocery store, the pharmacy, and the bank. Axe can get you there comfortably. Going to work, visiting a friend, or just to relax at the park. Axe can get you there affordably. Axe is here to get you there safely, comfortably, and affordably. Choose Axe as your driving service and give us a call to schedule a ride.
Action Partnership, our powering sponsor here on the Lawrence County Sportsnet. We've had some fun, actually, the last couple of weeks. Some of the Lawrence County Sportsnet crew working with some of the other programs within LCAP, and that's what they do. They're dedicated to enhancing the quality of life all around Lawrence County by helping prevent the causes and effects of poverty, mobilizing and directing resources to help educate, promote, and assist in self-sufficiency. You can learn more by going to lcap.org, lccap.org. Lee, some quick thoughts before we get this third quarter underway.
Laurel's going to find a way to handle this Union defense right now. This defense has been everywhere, so need to try to get involved. Get DeRosa, I think, involved in this offense a little bit, but there's Matt Stanley with the steal.
I was going to say you need to avoid the turnovers. That's 12 in the game. Stanley played well with 2 fouls throughout that first half, and now they're back to the full court pressure and a 20-point advantage. Here comes a 2-on-1 the other way. Euro step into the lane. Mark Stanley holds his ground well. Return pass to Collins. He's going to take one from outside. No good. Mark with the rebound. He had a game last year that he had 24 rebounds in the contest. He starts to run down the court. Caden Fisher is going to get his first basket. Way to run the floor. Coming the other way. Good step inside. DeRosa, nifty footwork. He's got 5. His first point since the first quarter. And he's going to have to play smart with 3 fouls out there. Top of the key. Mark Stanley says, hey, buddy, I can shoot it from downtown too.
Yeah, come on, Dad. That look good looking form there.
Second 3 on the year from Mark Stanley. Definitely not the scorer that Matt has been. Matt actually now over 800 career points. He'll probably be having a 1,000-point celebration by the end of this year at the pace he's going.
Yeah, as long as he stays healthy.
Mentioned 50 girls basketball players in Lawrence County. I believe the number is now 98 for the boys' side. Nice backdoor cut. Good find from DeRosa to Landon Smith. Feels like football yet again.
Yeah, Smith got beat on that backdoor cut. Or Stanley, excuse me.
Top of the key. Lombardo picks up where he leaves off. Now 6 of 9 from beyond the arc, 18 points, but commits the foul at the other end.
Only his first, though. Team's first here in the second half.
You think Coach Stanley's going to give a little extra benefit of the doubt now, or is he going to get the yelling match like before?
No, yelling first. Then the benefit.
96 officially, 96 1,000-point scorers in the history of Lawrence County. One of them on the bench as a coach for the Union Scotties. Watching another turnover. Lombardo passed on the 3, passes it down low. Good inside-out play. Shot from Cam Taylor off the mark. Fisher will get the offensive rebound. Tries to put it back up. Loses it. Taylor another chance at it. Extra pass to Lombardo. Why not?
What great ball work there. Timeout taken by Laurel.
No,
actually, by Union's going to take the punch insurance timeout. We're going to go discuss the needs there. Listen to the coach. So you get a punch insurance. They're going to put their attention on things you own, so you get to vote your attention to the ones you love. Visit them online, paunchinsurance.com. Paunch Insurance, love the life you live. Worry free.
Go to the sideline to discuss your needs. What needs are you going to say there?
Yeah. Maybe he is yelling at Mark for taking that 3 now. I don't know. Yeah, but Coach Stanley, he's in the Lawrence County Hall of Fame. The math teacher at Elwood, as you said, played for Union, played basketball at Westminster. Then he transferred to be a baseball player at Geneva. Did Mark Stanley.
I believe he played right around the same time as Coach Kirkwood at Neshannock playing baseball at Geneva.
His wife Beth has played basketball and tennis at Newcastle High School and played him at Westminster.
Athletic family and 4 boys at home. I can only imagine the chaos that the backyard games would be.
Yeah, it's funny. One of the articles I read earlier.
Good curl cut with a screen. Barker can't get it to go, but he took a hack on the arm on the way by.
Yeah, as Coach Stanley's wife Beth would be out there catching the free throws and rebounding the ball for their sons while Coach Stanley would be sitting in the living room watching TV.
He had enough of the coaching aspect. Didn't want too much of it. Also coached the boys, I know, in middle school baseball for some time coming through.
His second stint here at Union High School.
Barker able to split the pair. There's another long-standing name at Laurel, the Barker family.
I got 15 years at Union. The second stint's what I got.
I think it's 15 total. I'll check that.
Yeah, that's what I
math.
meant.
15 total, yep.
Yeah.
Good save on the offensive bound from Fisher. Cam Taylor's going to try another one from downtown. No good. Another offensive rebound. Little floater, and Matt gets it in.
Matt does a little bit of everything for you, doesn't he? Quietly getting his points.
Driving in the lane, and he's kind of losing his footing there was Collins. May have gotten tied up on the way through.
Yeah, he got bumped into Caden Fisher, but he sort of ran into Caden Fisher there and lost control.
Well, the one thing you could say about this Union team, Lee, was where would the scoring come from? Because, Matt Stanley can't do it all the time. He had 2 early fouls here tonight. Would it be Mark Stanley? Peyton Lombardo certainly has been a fun find for Coach Mark Stanley. 7 of 10 right now from downtown. He gets the pass on the left wing. Looking for a cutter, able to get it back to Matt. Swings it over Taylor. Taylor being hounded by Collins. Hesitate. Kills the dribble, brings it back out, looking to set the offense back up as we approach the midway point of the third quarter. Union actually 2 points away from setting the running clock into motion here, Lee. Pass down low, inside out play. Taylor will try another one and hits one. His first points of the night. And now the running clock with a 30-point advantage for the Scotties. Well, it should be running clock.
No, 40.
Nah, 40 is no longer the number, Lee. It was moved to 30 last year. So this should be a running clock. We saw it twice over the weekend with the Newcastle boys team.
My fault.
And I think they're actually going over and
let 'em know.
Yep, they're going to go confirm that at the table.
I missed that.
Well, you know what? It's crazy because 40 points was a number that was very difficult to get to. 30 points seems so easy to get to. Then again, I cover the Canes a lot. That doesn't.
I would think the same thing. I think 30 is a little bit too little.
And they're going to get that confirmed. And
they were running the clock there, and they shouldn't be running the clock.
Because they thought it was a 1 free throw.
Yeah, they need that 4:22 in the clock.
Not 42:10.
Should be 4:22.
While we have a moment here, got to give a shout out. A man over here to the left wearing the U shirt straight from the red zone. I only know that because I just got the same one last week.
Yeah.
Great stuff down at the red zone at Wilmington Road. If you haven't checked it out yet, now's the time. Lots of holiday attire and stuff as well. As Stanley drives in, clock will run with 4:10 remaining, the 30-point advantage. Yeah. And actually, Coach Blono didn't know this one either, Lee. Even if it gets down under 30 points, clock keeps on ticking.
Correct. I knew that. Once you get it's always a running clock.
Still think that should change, but that's a discussion for another day.
It'll be interesting when the shot clock comes, if the shot clock comes to Pennsylvania.
It's been officially adopted by NFHS, right?
Yes.
Nice high-low play, and Caden Fisher kind of dunks it home. I guess we'll give him credit for it.
Yeah, some states have the shot clock. Pennsylvania not in a big hurry to do it as DeRosa misses the shot.
Off the mark, no good. Lombardo the rebound. In transition, gets it up to Caden Fisher. Had Taylor open behind him, didn't see him until late. Now into the lane goes Cam Taylor. No good on the shot, and he'll commit the foul on the rebound.
Yeah, I don't know what I think. I'm an old school guy, so I'm not big on the shot clock.
I'd almost like to see like the lacrosse shot clock, where it's not always running, but if it is a deliberate stall, then they can start like, hey, it's 20 seconds from right now.
But then that leads to a lot of interpretation, and that's where you like get into.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, so of course, like I said, I'm old school. I don't mind seeing games in the 20s and 30s. Oh, nice reverse layup there by Barker.
Yeah, Laban Barker now in double figures. First Scotty in double figures tonight. Caden Fisher sneaks behind the defense. He's got 6 points all in this third quarter. Barker, a nice athlete, though.
Yeah, he is.
Drives on this one, kicks it out to Pricer, a little low on the pass. And now a pump and drive for Aiden Collins. Too strong on the shot, but he pokes it away again. Another nifty play. He does everything, does Aiden Collins, including on the football field. He moved from quarterback at this point last year and then ended up being a lineman through most of this year. Cam Taylor drives another from downtown.
Yeah, time punch insurance timeout taken.
Full
By Laurel will be a 30-second timeout.
I think they only have fulls remaining, but yeah, Lee, this has been a up and down pace exactly the way that Union would want it, and they're taking advantage.
Yeah, they sure are. They're shooting the ball really well. They got 3, 6, 7, 9 threes on the night. Of course, 7 of them coming from one player, but they're shooting the ball well. They're passing the ball well. Not many turnovers either for these Scotties here tonight.
I have unofficially 6 turnovers, and that last one by Cam Taylor ended up being the 10th from downtown on the night. So Union certainly showing why they're one of the top-ranked teams in the WPIAL for Class 1A, and not bad again for the second smallest public school in the state of Pennsylvania. They're going to have some competition this year here, though, Lee. Class 1A is pretty loaded.
Yeah, well, Bishop Canevins the team to beat. I mean, they are just, and like I said, Bishop Canevins won't have a good record at the end of the regular season because they're playing 6A, 5A schools for a lot of their non-section, but they're definitely the team to beat. And then you look at Amani Christian, they got a kid that John Calipari in Kentucky's looking at, only a freshman, and they got some talent around them too. They're playing a very difficult non-section. They're in the North Allegheny Christmas tournament over Christmas, so we'll see what they have.
And they could very easily win that tournament the way they've been playing. Matt gets it to Mark after the turnover, and he's going to be called for a charge. And again, Aiden Collins just does a little bit of everything. Hasn't gotten into the scorebook tonight with points, but he's got a bunch of turnovers forced and gets another forced one there drawing the charge.
Yeah, that was an easy call.
Now, if that had been college basketball, he may have been in the restricted area, but no such thing in the high school game.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the restricted area. Again, old school.
I think that might come to high school basketball before the shot clock does. Good backdoor cut. Barker again just finds the open area. Good find from DeRosa, and a little bit of English from LeBan Barker.
Yeah, PIAA just not a big fan of that shot clock.
You wonder if individual districts might try to institute something like that at the district level. Lombardo, oh my, he's human. Everybody's chasing for the rebound, and I think Rachel Bowen enjoyed that one as she had 3 players coming right at her. Working the camera from the corner. Big shout out to Rachel doing the yeoman's duty down there. I don't know, would you be scared if you had DeRosa, Lombardo, and Stanley all coming flying at you?
I wouldn't be saving the camera.
Don't tell her that.
Very much I won't.
Under 10 seconds to go. Stanley will get the ball back. Dribbling on that big U at center court. Step back from the foul line, and it finds its way down for the basket. Nice way to end the third quarter. Union in control, 66-31 here on the Lawrence County Sportsnet, powered by LCAP.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Hey Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan
And Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association.
and we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go Scotties!
Has your child's early education slowed down or even paused due to the pandemic? This is crucial time you can't get back. LCAP can keep your little learner on track for success. We have options for working and non-working parents with in-person childcare and age-appropriate virtual learning to keep them busy and engaged. Parents, don't hit pause on early learning. Lawrence County Community Action Partnership can jumpstart their future. Learn more at lcap.org.
Fourth quarter about to get underway. Union showing its strength here today. The Scotties a 66-31 lead as we start the fourth quarter, and a fresh 5 out there for Coach Stanley to begin quarter number 4 with Booker, Thomas, Vitale, Porter, and Wynn out there for Union. Running clock going here as well, Lee, as we begin this fourth quarter. What's been impressive with Union here tonight?
The ball movement. I mean, I love the unselfish ball movement, and Lombardo has been just lights out shooting the ball, but their ball movement's been just outstanding, and there's another three.
Braylon Thomas gets his first from downtown.
A lot of unselfish play here tonight.
11 three-pointers for Union tonight. No-look pass. Nice one from Barker back out to Pricer, but his three ball off the mark. Thomas skies for the rebound. Coming the other way, Jaden Wynn will take a three, short on the shot. Tracked down by Thomas in the quarter. Good find to get Porter on it, and his return pass not on the same page. It goes into the backcourt for a Union turnover.
Haney and Fuchs is going to check in for Laurel Spartans.
By the way, Braylon Thomas, a little trivia for you, Lee. Call this my golden nugget of the night.
Uh-oh.
Younger brother of?
Yeah.
Pee Wee Thomas.
Yeah, thank you. The gymnast.
Yes, who ended up being at Eastern Michigan, and then on the Netflix documentary for his work as a competition cheerleader at the collegiate level. And again, you can just see the athleticism that both those young men possess.
As soon as you said Pee Wee, I knew who you meant. Did you have either one in class?
I have not had Braylon yet. Only a sophomore, though.
And hopefully he won't get there.
For his sake, yes. Left wing, Booker with possession. Running clock already down to 6 minutes remaining. Thomas is going to try another one from downtown, off the mark this time, fighting for the rebound and basically took it right through the legs of Pricer, and he lifted the pivot leg, and he can't believe it.
Good call.
But he did.
Good call. You can see it from up here. Down the court, I don't know. I refereed my first little games over the weekend. Second and third graders. I determined I don't want to be a referee.
Well, don't judge it based off second and third grade where it's a jump ball every other possession.
Well, not in this league. It's a long story. But anyways, it's tough to see it from the court.
5:20 remaining. Drive in, knocked away, ball on the floor, and finally getting it is Laurel. I think we're going to get a foul on Porter, team 6. You know what? The officials, though, the good ones at least, they love the fact that we're doing this. Actually, Mrs. Jenna Harold, who is a teacher here at Union, her husband, Randy Harold, who is a teacher at Laurel, is an official. And he did one of the games that we broadcast over the weekend, and he asked for the game film because he said he heard me on the air say, "I'm going to go easy on you, Randy," and then not 2 minutes into the game say that there was a foul that he had missed for a dunk that was not allowed because he got hit on the arm. He went back and looked at the tape and he said, yeah, I was kind of blocked, but it should have been a foul. I agree. I love that. I love an official who wants to go back and critique himself and get better, just like a player does.
A lot of officials do. They'll listen to recaps, watch recaps, just to see how we see it. We saw that player and describe things, so good officials want to get better.
Just like the players, just like the coaches. That was the 7th foul. Carter Haney misses on the front end, but it looks like we're going to have another foul immediately on the rebound. And that one's going to go against Thomas. So that'll send Sycophants to the line. We'll see Braxton Searcy in for the first time here this year for the Scotties. Senior number 15 for Union out on the court. Sycophants, also a senior. That's George Michaels at the line. He misses the front end. Carter Haney fighting with Braylon Thomas, and Thomas is going to get that rebound. 3 ball for Wynn. Can't get one to fall. Vitel's going to try one. He's made a 3 in all 3 games now, has the senior. His first game playing off the bench. He started over the weekend with Lombardo out of the lineup. And we're going to have a tripping foul here, an incidental trip, as Michaels was sent to the floor by Booker. And that'll be more free throws coming for Union. And now the final Stanley brother makes it onto the court. Freshman Lucas Stanley.
Yeah, real quick, I do want to recognize that 2003 state championship team. Jeff Nero, 25 points in that game. I don't know if you remember that name.
Oh, yes.
Along with Craig Hannon. Craig Hannon, now a teacher and a basketball coach at Girard, Ohio, as Pricer hits the three. Has twin sons and a daughter, does Craig Hannon.
Drive in from Thomas here, no good. Fighting for the rebound, and it's going to be Lucas Stanley putting it in. And Coach Hannon, one of the top scorers in Lawrence County history.
Yeah, that was a heck of it. That team finished 12 and I said the 12 seed out of the Whitfield, and then lost to Scotland School, 80-69. That Scotland School team was loaded, absolutely loaded. And Union gave a nice game, only lost by 11, 80-69 in that game.
Yeah,
they beat Kennedy Catholic in the semifinals, 40-39, in order to get to the state championship game that year.
And that was in overtime too.
Yeah.
Seriously trying to go coast to coast. Hand check called near midcourt, and trio of new Union Scotties ready to check in to the contest. Mind you, coming up after the game, our Tri-County Principals post-game show. We'll take a look at some of our final stats, and then we'll, of course, hand out our awards, our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game and our LCAP Player of the Game awards.
And Jeff Nero, the first male to score a point in the championship state basketball game at the Giant Center, the new Giant Center, which was new that year in 2003.
Andrew Gettings in there, as well as Jamel Mitchell, who couldn't get the rebound, but he will maintain possession, as will Grayson Blakely, sophomore.
And boy, were they strict that year too.
Yes.
For the seating, usually the old Giant Center, you could walk around, do whatever you want. They said, nope, you're sitting right where you are. They're really strict the first year.
Freshman Maddox Thompson also just checked back in. So a pair of 3 freshmen and 2 sophomores into the game. 3 ball there from Gettings was off the mark. Offensive rebound from Thompson. Got it down low to Mitchell. No good on the shot, and a foul on the rebound. Foul's going to go against Laurel, and the clock's going to wind under a minute to go. Union will remain undefeated here, Lee, 3-0. Laurel will suffer their first loss of the season here tonight. But a young Spartan team that has a lot of good things coming here down the road, I think, for Coach Locke. A young squad that's just only going to get better as the year goes along.
And Coach Locke was saying something about...
if it was a foul against Union, then it should have been free throws.
Yeah.
And that's what they are saying. So, yeah, I thought they had pointed it was a foul against Laurel, so that certainly makes more sense.
Well, that was nice of Coach Locke to say something to the referees.
Yeah, give a chance for one of your juniors, Carter Haney, to step to the line, get his name in the scorebook. Rattles in and out in the first one, though, no good.
Boy, Laurel just 4 of 10 for the free throw line tonight.
4 of 11 now is that one off the mark as well. Gettings will cross the timeline, gives it to Lucas Stanley over to the right wing for Grayson Blakely. They swing it around the perimeter. Drive in for Lucas. Nearly pickpocketed, is pickpocketed. Nice tip play there by Pricer to steal it away. Coast to coast and nearly blocked from behind by Jamel Mitchell, but he got a piece of the arm. So there'll be 2 more free throws coming for Gregory Pricer.
Yeah, that was a highlight block there, but unfortunately a little bit too much body. Coach Stanley's going to give him the fist bump and
for the hustle back. Oh, got to give a shout out to both he and Maddox Thompson, a couple of freshmen who, with COVID issues throughout the course of the year, ended up switching from the low numbers to the 50s to play on the offensive line as needed with the crazy football season it was for Union. Again, players who can do a little bit of everything. We mentioned Aiden Collins for Laurel earlier doing the same thing. Ended up being a starter for that Laurel offensive line as Pricer gets another steal, turnover, and basket. And that's how this one's going to come to an end. A big win for Union in non-section action. They take down County foe Laurel by a final score of 74-38 and remain undefeated here early in the season. Take a quick timeout, come back, recap it all when we return on the Lawrence County Sportsnet powered by LCAP.
For 20 years, Maley Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Maley Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet, but more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Maley Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
When a team needs to discuss their next move in a big game, coach calls a timeout. When you need to discuss your next move after your latest life endeavor, let Ponce's Insurance be your coach. At Ponce's Insurance, how we serve you is as important as the insurance we provide. Protecting those you love, the business you built, and the things you've earned. That's our job. At Ponce's Insurance online at poncesinsurance.com.
Back on our Tri-County Principals post-game show here on the Lawrence County Sportsnet, powered by LCAP. Your final score here from the Covelli Fieldhouse, 74-38, Union victorious over Laurel here to start the regular season. Non-section play here tonight between the Scotties and the Spartans. 74-38 the final, Union victorious. I'm James Dotson alongside Lee Moan. Lee, you know, I think more than anything, what you see tonight from this Union team is that even when your leading scorer, your point guard, goes with foul trouble early in the game, they're able to weather the storm. He plays a good chunk in the first half with those 2 fouls, doesn't commit another one the rest of the game. You see a lot of good things from the Union team here tonight.
And he still ends up with 17 points also. Yeah, so he played very, very well. He said it was a nice yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Somebody's saying hello to us right now. But, yeah, this Union team really played very, very well tonight. At least said it's nice to see different people coming to the rescue for Matt Stanley for sure. It was nice to see Lombardo step up. Got some good minutes off the bench from Braylon Thomas tonight. Mark Stanley did his usual thing, but they have a lot of weapons. And the thing, even with Matt Stanley on the bench, this team defense is still second to none.
Yeah, 10 players deep throughout the course of the game tonight for Union. It did a lot of things right. Thank you so much. Union, it was tied at 14. They end the first half on a 25-7 run over the final 9 minutes of that first half, Lee. And that just, again, the explosion that they can come up with almost out of nowhere.
Yeah, right. And it all starts with the defensive end, too. I mean, they really just ramped it up a little bit, and then when Lombardo's shooting the way he's shooting, it's unbelievable that he can do what he does, and this team's going to be dangerous for sure.
And right on cue, you mentioned Peyton Lombardo. He is our LCAP player of the game.
Yeah, he's the Lawrence County Community Action Partnerships proud to present the player of the game to Peyton Lombardo of the Union Scotties. LCAP and the Lawrence County Sports Center proud to honor Peyton. For tonight's player of the game, he will receive a customized T-shirt from the Red Zone, a recognition of being named tonight's player of the game. To view the full list of this year's player of the games, go online to lcsportsnet.com. Click on player of the game. Congratulations to Peyton Lombardo for being tonight's LCAP player of the game. LCAP changing lives.
We also have another award to give out, the Maley Chiropractic play of the game, and we got to give it to the slam in traffic to Mr. Caden Fisher. A couple of good options from downtown, but we got to give it to Mr. Caden Fisher for his dunk. The Maley Chiropractic play of the game. Maley Chiropractic proud to present the play of the game to Union's Caden Fisher. Maley Chiropractic will be generously giving a T-shirt courtesy of Maley Chiropractic in recognition of tonight's play of the game. And video of tonight's play may also be featured on the Trib Live High School Sports Network standout platform on Twitter and Instagram. You can view tonight's play of the game as well as all the other plays of the game this year by going to lcsportsnet.com and click on Play of the Game. Congratulations again to Caden Fisher, tonight's Maley Chiropractic play of the game. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. Lee, do you have the score totals?
Yes, I do. For the victorious Union Scotties, 21 points for Peyton Lombardo, 17 for Matt Stanley, 9 points for Braylon Thomas, 7 points for Mark Stanley, 6 apiece for Cameron Taylor and Caden Fisher, 3 points for Nick Vitale, 2 for Lucas Stanley, 2 for Brennan Porter, and 1 for for Elijah Booker. For the Laurel Spartans, 12 points leading the way for LeBron Barker, 7 points for Greg Pricer, 6 points for Kobe DeRosa, 6 points for Landon Smith, and that was it. Only 7 points for Elijah Sycophus, which, boy, we didn't hear him in the second half at all.
No, he really didn't. All his points coming in the first half, Lee. It's going to be some growing pains. Again, this Laurel team, a fresh 5 set of starters from a year ago, and you saw a lot of good things. I mean, Aiden Collins played a great game. Couldn't get any points on the board, but played a great game in terms of getting rebounds, knocking balls away from the opposing team. He's just a headache out there more than anything else. Kobe DeRosa still getting his basketball legs back, I think. Landon Smith, a couple nice plays. Barker, a real smooth shot. Only 2 made 3-pointers in the game. You get a couple more knockdown from outside, and that can open things up for guys like Barker and DeRosa and Landon Smith especially, too, driving into the lane.
Yeah, 6 of 12, by the way, for Laurel from the free throw line, and 8 of 10 from the free throw line for the Union Scotties.
Not good free throw numbers for Laurel. Coach Locke will not be pleased with that one.
No. So, especially early in the game, they were not good from the free throw line. But nonetheless, the good thing is the non-section game, Laurel will go into their section play here soon, and along with the Scotties. So, but a good non-section contest, and Union winning the county battle.
Union winning the county battle, and they will be traveling south to Elwood City the next 2 games, at Riverside on Friday and at Elwood City Lincoln High on Tuesday. That'll be a fun one between Coach Stanley and his former assistant coach Antuano, and again, teacher here at Union High School. Laurel will travel to Winchester Thurston on Friday, and then they'll be battling in the Clash at the Castle against Sharon on Sunday afternoon to round out their games before the holiday tournaments.
And there's another good school, Winchester Thurston. That's another good basketball school.
And that's a team actually that knocked Laurel out of the playoffs 2 years ago. So that's going to be one that's going to be marked down for Laurel now at 2-1 on the season. Lots of thanks to give out here real quick, folks. Yeah. Lots of thanks. First, Coach Stacy Robinson, everybody here at Union High School. Even Coach Rob Nogay allowing us to get stuff set up here while their practice is going on here earlier today. Special thanks to everybody here at Union, including a whole bunch of student crew working here tonight, including Josh Toman, as well as Emily Seidel, Gabby Murdoch as well. Plenty of help all around from the Union staff, working the cameras, working the scoreboard, working everything. Our producer tonight, Aaron Vigiano, running the scoreboard as well, is Mr. Robbie Nattel. Running cameras, the Bowen sisters, Hannah and Rachel, the homecoming back here at Union. My broadcast colleague, our analyst tonight, Mr. Limone. Pleasure as always, sir. Let's do it again.
We will do it Monday night.
We will, Monday night, but stay tuned tomorrow night. We'll have girls basketball action over at Lancerville. Neshannock hosting Southside in a section opener for the Lady Lancers. I'm James Dotson signing off. Your final score, one final time, Union 74, Laurel 38. And you saw it right here on the Lawrence County Sportsnet, powered by LCAP. This is the Lawrence County Sportsnet, powered